Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's Thomas Ruse BAZ with the Poet Warriors. The Bay is back at you with another top 10 list for you. And this one is my top 10 favorite actors of all time. Film actors, not stage. I don't want to talk about the stage actors. You know, it's very limiting, I think, in some ways. No, this is film. And you know, please don't read into if it leans into one gender more than the other. I'm not here to offend, but I am here to provoke slightly, I might add. All right, without further ado, let's do how about if we do top 6? No, top 10. Okay, here we go. Number 1, boom, one of my favorites, a revolutionary, Marlon Brando. You know, he would speak, butter. He would say butter. You know, one of his favorite words. Talk about a lot of people thought of him as a chameleon. I think so. He especially later on, he did some really interesting work in the 70s, with Godfather, he did a film, Last Tango in Paris. He did one called The Missouri Breaks, which he was funny as hell. I think he just became much more, I don't give a damn. I'm going to really, show my range and, collect my paycheck. He was just, I think, when I think about Brando, again, he had an undeniable presence, charm, magnetism that, you just couldn't deny. I mean, you could go through his work from Streetcar all the way to Zabata to, Apocalypse Now. A magician, just a magician, a film actor. Number 2, boom, Al Pacino. He does both. Mr. Pacino does stage and film. Energetic, quite the range that I think sometimes, when I look at his work, like in Dick Tracy, when I look at, I didn't like him as Michael he was just too stiff for me in Godfather. I loved him in Donnie Brasco. I loved him in Big Boy Caprice, I loved him in that Richard film that he did. He was just inventive, irreverent, I think, fun. He tried to have fun. I think he got into a shouting phase back in the 90s and 2000s. He's an undeniable, like, when you think about great films of the 70s, Serpico, Godfather, Dog Day Afternoon. He did one called Scarecrow with Gene Hackman that you should check out. Anyway, Al Pacino. Number 3, boom, Gary Oldman. Gary Oldman is an actor's actor. I remember when I was training, I always looked up to Oldman and really studied his work because I thought he was a terrific performer. Talk about range from, Prick Up Your Ears to State of Grace to the Hannibal movie, which I thought was just an amazing performance. Talk about economical, crippled, deformed Mason Verger, I believe. Verger was the character's name. Gary Oldman, primarily film actor. Anytime that Rastafarian pimp in True Romance. Come on. Next, boom, Toshiro Mifune, the great Japanese actor. Made famous with the Kurosawa, collaborator with Akira Kurosawa, the Kurosawa films. You see him in many, High and Low, Seven Samurai, Throne of Blood. Just an amazing theatrical, powerful. He goes for it. Talk about a risk taker. Mifune was a risk taker. Amazing actor and a great collaborator with Kurosawa, one of the great directors of all time. Boom, next one, Nicolas Cage. Nick Cage maybe doesn't get the recognition he deserves, but if you were to look at, especially lately, the last 10 years, I don't know of any other actor who has that, not just the output, but the range. I can't name, because I can't keep up. I can't keep up with his output, but just if you were to look at just his output in the 2000s, in the last 25 years, there's amazing films. There did tons of great work that he did. Moonlighting, this, that, Face Off. Maybe Face Off, was that pre-2000? Who knows? Anyway, but his work, Nick Cage's work, talk about a risk taker. Talk about a guy who's inventive as all hell, who'll take, look, fearless. That's why I appreciate Nick Cage. He is a fearless actor. Check out the one he did with Werner Herzog, Bad Lieutenant, Port of Call, New Orleans. Oh my God, he was crazy. Amazingly, crazily beautiful. Crazily beautiful. Nick Cage. Guys, he's one of the greats of all time. Bar none. Next, boom, Cate Blanchett. Wow, she is a force of nature. Her work is top notch. Blue Velvet with Woody Allen. The one she did with the airplane film with Aviator, where she played not Dunaway, Katharine Hepburn. Then she did another film with Judi Dench. Oh God, I have bad memory. Look it up. The one with Judi Dench. It's on the tip of my tongue. I mean, and she does stage as well, stage and film. But Cate Blanchett is a undeniably talented force of nature as a film actor. Okay. Next one is it's so common. Forgive me for this. So predictable. Boom, Daniel Day-Lewis. Look, early on when I was studying as an actor, I was not a big fan of Day-Lewis. I thought he was too cerebral, too stiff, maybe too British. Sorry, even though he's Irish. British, Irish? I don't know. But everyone I talk to, oh my God, Daniel Day-Lewis, he walks on water. Oh my God, really? Jesus, please. But then again, I saw his latest work, especially with Paul Thomas Anderson. There Will Be Blood, Phantom Thread also. I liked Phantom Thread a lot. That was his last film, Paul Thomas Anderson. And also Bill the Butcher. And that film he did early on, that won him his first Oscar, the My Left Foot. An actor who is able to do that type of work. And, he was an unknown, and I mean, Day-Lewis is very, I would say, exacting, an exacting actor who is very nuanced, is very thorough. I don't know so much about his instinctual, when I think of an instinctual actor, I think of Marlon Brando, I think of Gary Oldman, I think of Al Pacino. I don't think Day-Lewis is that. I think Day-Lewis is a very, very methodical type of actor, yet his work captured on screen, especially with those I mentioned. I mean, he's done others, like The Boxer, In the Name of the Father. They were good. That was good work, but nothing like the ones like Bill the Butcher and Daniel Plainview, and the one Christy Brown, My Left Foot. Those are, yeah, amazing. Next one. It gets tougher to name, I think, as I've lost kind of my passion for the craft of acting, I believe. I would like to say, there are a lot of great actors out there, female, male, but I'm talking about those with longevity, talking about those who have had something to say, very quirky. And one, I have to kind of go back in time, and this one that really is an amazing actor. So quirky, so different. Boom, is Peter Lorre. He was in Fritz Lang's M as this child murderer. And just that film alone, I mean, he's in others, you can look at him up, but that one really, he did a lot of work on stage with Bertolt Brecht. He kind of, was a huge figure in that era, like 1920s, 1930s. But when you think of an amazing, captivating, can tell a story with the face and the eyes, right? I think with the film acting, the eyes really... It's technical, and Lorre knew what to do with this, especially this. Check it out, Peter Lorre. So, how many have I done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave you to pick the 10th. Give me suggestions. Who do you think would fill that other spot in the 10? Because I have several that are vying for that spot. I don't want to name names. I left out, of course, people like, I don't know, Robert Duvall, Robert De Niro, Dustin Hoffman, Jack Nicholson. I know these are a lot of males. There's Meryl Streep, right? Meryl Streep. There's someone like Geraldine Page, Sissy Spacek. These are some great actors, ladies and gentlemen. I left them out. I want you to choose the number 10 spot on that list. Peace.
Tasty.